We have to have some spiritual power there. Otherwise it does become like submission, or you start to consider, you start to compare yourself with others, or you start to compare yourself with your past or your future. But if I want to have a good stage in order to be able to just flow along with events, and whatever comes up, yeah, why not? For me, Jihazu is why not. It's always beneficial. There's benefit in everything. And what are the basics that I have to get right? Remember that I'm a soul. That's just a vast topic in itself. And that does include going beyond genders, by the way. As Rajmohan just said, I am a soul that has no gender, even though Baba says brother. In fact, it's genderless, the soul. It's neither male nor female. Even in Latin languages, the word soul is a feminine word. I think in French also. It's a feminine word, not a masculine word. So, sort of, when you start to use adjectives according to the nouns, then you have to say a masculine adjective for a female word is pretty weird. But in any case, I am a soul. I was remembering just sitting in this room a couple of years ago. We were doing a silence retreat. There were about 80 participants from all over the Americas. And there was a beautiful display of flowers in the middle of the room. And we were all sitting in a circle around that display. And I was just sitting there. I had this sort of glimpse of the real deep reality of us, that I am actually in the center. And I was saying to myself, let's say that all of these faces around the circle are my births. But I'm the soul of all of those, I'm not just the soul locked into this particular form. Therefore, soul consciousness really doesn't have anything to do with this body. Body consciousness has everything to do with this particular body, because that's where it expresses itself. But I am the same distance from all of my births, all of the female ones and all of the male ones. So if I develop that sort of perception and I train that into my vision, it makes things much easier. We're not Brahmins actually. Brahmins is just one of the births. So I'm the soul. You can't really even say Brahmin soul, right? I'm the soul of all of my births, including this one. And in this body there are actually two births. One is my physical birth, with all of that inheritance, the genetic inheritance from parents, in the format. And maybe the influences of the culture and the sort of blood that we have. I don't know how that, I haven't worked that one out yet, how the family or the culture into which we are born, how that actually affects the soul. But certainly there is a big impact. So I'm neither Indian, I'm not an Australian, I'm not an American, I'm not anything that's to do with this particular form. And if I don't get that right, I really can't relate to Baba, because I, the soul, have the connection with God, not either even the Brahmin or even the Brahma Kumar and so on. Brahma Kumar is also one fraction of our lives on this planet. Probably the most important one, but still only one of many. And that's where it starts. If I can get the right, that's the door to open all other experiences. And as a soul, I automatically have original sanskars, which in fact have become deactivated with time. Though they're there, they're not activated. You know, I have peace, I have love, I have happiness, everything's in the soul, but they're sort of turned off or dimmed. They've been dimmed down by many other influences, maybe buried under by many things. And in fact, as a soul, I have the connection with God. So I have to sit in soul consciousness. And I'm just mentioning the basics of the basics, because I know that I remember I was in Madhaban at a brother's retreat, actually Ada Kumar's retreat. Who are Ada Kumars here? Fathers. There's a few, right? So, and one brother asked, you know, I've been meditating for 11 years, I haven't seen the golden red light of Paramdam yet. And I said to him, I haven't seen it either. I don't see things, I don't even want to see things actually, I'm not interested in seeing things. But what I want to do is I want to experience. And experience doesn't necessarily come with the bells and the whistles and the lights going on and off, right? So this poor brother trying to break his head to see Paramdam. And where is Paramdam? Is it really beyond the sun, moon and the stars? Or is it just a jump of consciousness from here? Can I just switch off from here and switch on there? I believe that that's possible. See, what we see with our eyes, this wonderful holographic universe that repeats itself, all of the associations that I may have made with things and people, they are relative to me only. They're not part of anyone else's reality. So let me just, you know, if I see really things as a soul, I will see a drama. I will see other souls playing their roles, no matter what gender they have. I always used to think before Gyan I was sort of a bit odd, because I wasn't at all interested in you know, the normal pursuits of young males. Was not at all interested. But I wanted to understand the universe. And this whole thing of reducing everything to just 2 points of light and a line between them, it makes things so simple, so much more simple. I'm the soul, a dot, Baba's another soul, another dot, the most important dot of all. And there's a line of connection between us. And that's like an axle, right? That connection is an axle. Baba helps me and I help Baba, sort of thing, and the thing moves. But if there's no connection, there's no axle, so there's no movement. Yeah? Can the cart move without an axle? With just one wheel? Especially if there's a heavy weight, can't move. So I have to get my basics right in order to get anywhere in my spiritual life. Because if I understand those things, the soul, I have these qualities, but I need God to activate them. So let me have that connection, because He is the bestower. He is the purifier. No one and nothing else purifies me, so why would I depend on someone? Even our seniors, however great examples they are, they're just, candles and Baba's the sun. That's the difference between human souls and God, right? Probably Brahma Baba was the most bright of all candles, but still not the sun. So if I'm being affected directly by the sun, I won't even see the candles, actually. I'll acknowledge them, I'll recognize them, I will love them, but also know where I'm going to get my stuff from, because Baba's the bestower. I do not bestow to myself through my own intellect. Let me study these things and let me understand them so that I can become okay. I have to allow Baba to help me. And that's probably the biggest jihazur of all, to allow Baba to operate on me. The actual bowing down of the ego is between the soul and God, not with other human beings. If I bow down to God because I recognize that He is the one, He's the bestower, He's the transformer, He's the purifier, let Him do His stuff on me. If that's happening, I really, I'm not in the game of whether who is who in the human race, People will become what they become, but let me become what I should become. People may be great examples for me, but I have to be an example also for others. So these like very deep and I say crystalline understandings of the basics of our spiritual life are very important. So if Baba is my support, anyone else can give me support. If Baba's teaching me to, as you were asking this morning, right? The feeling that anyone who met Baba personally, I think I've talked with a few, but I've got my own experience as well. But the feeling was that you're in front of the one who knows you totally, the one who can see right through you. He can see everything that you've ever done, maybe. He can see all your rubbish, but He's not interested in that. His vision penetrates all of the rubbish and sees the diamond, and He makes you feel like a diamond. So that's the biggest lesson God can teach us, right? To purify our vision. That's why, He says, I see you souls are so great, yet you're caught up in sort of trivial little matters. And Baba says he finds it amusing, right? He is amused by our sort of getting, fascinated by temporary things, or getting caught up in some trivial manifestation of matter and souls. But his vision is so purifying, so clarifying. And if he can see me like that, why can't I see me like that? And if he can love me like that, why can't I love me like that? Because if I love myself differently from the way Baba loves me, neither is my love for Baba correct, neither is my love for myself correct. It has to be the same. Both ways. Me to Baba, Baba to me, me to me. And then, of course, me to others has to be the same. One love. So if I ask myself, are all of those loves the same? Me to Baba, Baba to me to me, and me to others? It's all the same sort of, it has to be the same. Because love is one. And of course, if I get that axle working, me, Baba, the connection, I will understand the drama much better. See, what the drama is, it's just, I remember when I first came to Gyan, the example that struck me more was what Baba said that time is like a record player. Sorry, the drama is a record player and time is the needle. So the record that's been played is still there, and the record that hasn't been played yet is still there, and time is just the present as the needle passes over that moment and all of these things happen. An explosion of creation every second. It's inbuilt, it comes out, it's part of the process of each soul, individually and collectively, that we create our world. But I can't see the simplicity of that if I'm caught up in any detail, right? So and so said this and that. I mean, so what? When Baba says go beyond your sense organs, it also means to go beyond what you've heard, not just the act of hearing. It means to go beyond the words that you've heard. When he says, go beyond your eyes, control your eyes. Eyes are the most mischievous. But it also means to go beyond what you've ever seen. Yeah? Because if you're just remembering things you've seen and things you've heard, you're not beyond your eyes or your ears. Right? So, go beyond words also. The language of God is silence. God does not speak Hindi, does not speak Sanskrit, does not speak French, does not speak German or English. He had to use Brahma Baba's intellect to make the words come out. But God himself has no language. Yeah? Can't have. Because in Paramdam there's no speech. And this idea that we have, I think is a bit romantic, that we go to Paramdam and speak to God. That's actually something happening in the subtle regions. Because it cannot happen in Paramdam. It's an exchange of energy. An exchange of, I'm depleted and Baba's full, so it's a charging. So if I'm stuck in the world of words, if I think in words, let's say, I have to train myself to think without words. But if I'm stuck in the world of words, I'll be talking about my relationship with God without actually experiencing it. I can even convince myself with the words, yes, this is happening, that's happening, blah, 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 blah. The way that we do that outside, we do it much more inside, yeah? But to reduce everything to those 2 points and the line, then I can move forward in the drama, The cart can move. And drama is very entertaining, right? A few people crossing me today joked about the speck of dust, right? But we've made such a big thing about, we've made such a big thing of matter and our role here. We've made such, the physical world is so much in our soul that we've forgotten the world of the soul. So we forget that we're visitors here only, right? I remember a conversation I had with Jagdish Bhai and Brij Mohan Bhai. Those guys saw this video, I was just remembering that conversation. And they'd just written a book together called How to Conquer Sex Lust. That was the name of the book. They changed the name, actually. They call it Brahmacharya, I think, now. But the original title was How to Conquer Sex Lust. Can you imagine that in the bookshop? And they were just having a good old laugh, actually. You know how, if you peeled the skin off, the body will look so horrible, right? We can't even watch a cut on our hand without sort of becoming a bit squeamish, right? So imagine the whole of someone's skin peeled off. They were joking like this, and how much bacteria there is, right? Because even we call it a human body, but in fact, there are much more non-human entities in our body than human one. Because if you take 70% water away, you got 30% of the other part. 60% of that 30% is bacteria. Millions and zillions of bacteria. Some good, some not so good. So if you looked at a whole colony of bacteria, you'd sort of have, oh God. Have a look at your skin under a microscope, you'll probably have a heart attack. The sort of creepy, crawly things that are there. They were joking like this, And of course, if you think like that, how could you have lust? I mean, a physical attraction to somebody. So they were talking like this, I don't know if that book was a great hit. But anyway, before we even start to think about saying yes to things in service, we have to have this context really understood and worked out. Who am I? What Daddy says. Who am I? What else does he say? Whom do I belong to? Third Om Shanti. Yeah, what do I have to do now? So those three things, I mean, people would say, no, you're too simplistic. No, but that is the truth. Everything else are just details on top of that. So when I sit and meditate, I must have, if I'm meditating, three things should happen. I must experience myself as a soul. I must experience my connection with God, the interaction, and I must experience my original state. If I don't have those three things, I'm meditating halfway or quarter way or third way. It's not just a pleasant sense of detachment meditation. Oh, that's nice. You just getting into a state of detachment and the music finishes, right? But Gyan is very straightforward and very simple. It's always that, isn't it? I've had the realization recently, since we're considering in Latin America, we're celebrating 40 years of service, but specifically in Brazil, where everything really started. We got the help of an advertising agency, and they did some incredible questions for us. You know, who are you? What do you do? How do you want to be seen? Why aren't you showing up if you're the pioneers of meditation in Brazil? And so I learned one thing, that what we teach isn't exactly meditation. We teach soul consciousness and God consciousness. That's what we teach, and that's what we practice. That's where it starts, that's where it ends. Okay, Sister Min has arrived. So we'll be meeting tomorrow. Om Shanti. He brought the water, should have it.
वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर। वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है। धड़कन का जब तलक है सीने में सिलसिला, धड़कन का जब तलक है सीने में सिलसिला, प्राणों का चल रहा है जब तक ये काफिला, रहबर बनाइए उसे जीवन की शाम तक, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर। वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है। सिर पर सदा हमारे उसका ही हाथ हो, सिर पर सदा हमारे उसका ही हाथ हो, सुख दुख हो रात दिन हो हर पल ही साथ हो, ऐसा न हो कि याद करें उसको काम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर। वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है। आँखें जो देखती हैं वो सब हैं मिटने वाले, आँखें जो देखती हैं वो सब हैं मिटने वाले, चलना है निज वतन जहाँ के प्रभु हैं रहने वाले, अपनी नजर टिकाइए उस परम धाम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर, पल भर निकालिए प्रभु के भी नाम पर। वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ है, वैसे तो जिंदगी में करने को बहुत कुछ
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. You think it reached London and Madhuban? It did? Yeah? It's a beautiful scene to see Pandavas sitting like this. Generally we see Pandavas in a corner. Very few somewhere. And today it's a whole hall. I think when you will do other time, it will be full. So I want to welcome you all to this retreat of Pandavas. You all should feel very honored that Shiv Baba chose whom he chose as chariot. Brahma Baba, brother, father, whatever you say. Then Baba, Brahma Baba, to take care of Yagya, chose Mama out of all Shiv Shaktis. You feel honored? How many of you think we are proud that is founder father? Founder father of Brahma Kumaris. Yeah? Feel it. Take a moment and feel that God respected a soul in the body of male and used him as chariot. So even if there are mothers in large quantity at every center, I think, in some places I see half, little less, but majority are mothers, where they have like families, lot of families, then it's half, right? And then Brahma Baba also had right hand. And who was right hand? How many of you know? Who was right hand of Brahma Baba? Vishwa Kishore Bhau. We call Bhau is older brother. In Sindhi, Bhai and Bhau. Bhai is brother, Bhau is like older brother. Vishwa Kishore Bhau, because I knew him lot very personally, because at that time he was the one who used to receive us at the bus stand, bring us, take us to train station to say goodbye. And will always share something as a blessing from Brahma Baba because of his experience with Brahma Baba. Then Vishwa Kishore Bhau had right hand. And you know who he was? Seems you all, some of you know, some maybe new. Vishwa Ratan Dada. Vishwa means world. Vishwa Ratan means jewel of world. And then there was another right hand of Vishwa Ratan Dada or of Yagya was Chandras Dada. Dada Chandras. So just see right hands. So the speciality of Vishwa Kishore Bhau was the theme which you have for this retreat is Ji. One is Hanji, which is more regular, but generally they say Ji, Ha. Ji is respect, like yes. Ji, Ha. And there is third word which Baba then used, says Ji Hazir, I am at your service. In our culture, it's always like any older person will ask you to do something, you will say Ji Ha. Not only Ha, Ji Ha. You saying Hanji. Hanji is more like somebody is giving you direction and you say Hanji. And Ji Ha is more deeply coming from that respect. Ji Ha. One of the important quality which at least I like it and I thought was very helpful in my life, being with all dadas and dadis, was to just say Ji Ha. Now, you can call it obedience in one word, but obedience could also be like, so there is difference between obedience and being subservient. Obedience comes from respect, trust. When there is respect and trust, and also understanding, as many times you are saying Ji Ha, it's not just blessing which comes with you, but power to accomplish that task. So it's not blind faith. It's not I'm saying Ji Ha because just only for respect, but knowing that whenever if I have said Ji Ha, my capacity, my power, my dignity has improved, has changed. You know, as a little child, if you are given a task, go and get something worth $8, I'm just saying. So how much father will give to go and get that thing? $10? At least, right? Maybe 20, say, maybe. And that's I'm talking of when I was young. My whole understanding was that when I'm saying yes, I'm getting a package here. It might involve sacrifice, it might involve some renunciation, it might renounce some less sleep, whatever it is in the beginning. You hear stories of Jagdish Bhai, like myself, we all were same time, just whatever Baba said, we have to do it. So we were together, many things we did. So it did involve, at that time we didn't have like chairs, halls, money, cash, nothing. It was just you go, Baba has said it, and knowing that it will get done. So its obedience here is not my obedience, the quality of my obedience is like obedience of Brahma Baba to Shiv Baba. Do you think that Brahma Baba would have ever said no to Shiv Baba? Maybe once in a while, some argument, right? when Mama left body, once he had to go to Bombay, and everything, the host was ready, house clean, everything was ready, and Shiv Baba said, you cannot go. Baba, let me go this time at least, because they are expecting, please let me go. Baba said, no, you cannot go. Just few hours before, like train was night time. And he must have said 2-3 times, But then Baba said no. So the trans messenger at that time was Santri Dadi. And Santri Dadi was the wife of Vishwakishore Bhau. But she never really lived with him, in the sense she was always with Baba. Because for Baba at that time, anything he will do, step out to travel or whatever direction for yajna, Santri Dadi will bring. Gulzar Dadi used to bring different kind of messages, but for activities in yajna, it was Santri Dadi. So then after that, Baba never traveled, because Baba said, children will go and give message, you don't have to go now. So his saying yes and obedience to God, I think, is the example for us. You think that when he said he was subservient, but rather he knew that there is some benefit. That time was more for safety point of view. Because I had the fortune to host Baba in Delhi for 21 days in his. Atma Bhai was here. His grandfather had a big house in Delhi, very big, like 3,000 people can sit in the lawns. So I was very young, about 22, but we hosted Baba, and it was very interesting time. So Brahma Baba's obedience to Shiv Baba. And one of the blessing which Vishwakishore Babu had, that any task Baba will say to do it, he will get it done. To an extent that there was a time, that was when they were, we call it beggary part, they didn't have anything. So many were getting sick. So Baba said to Vishwakishore Bhav that we need to get some tablets somewhere. But they didn't have money to go and buy medicine. So he said, okay, he went and somewhere in pharmacy, I don't know what he said. So he was able to get, so they used to make 4 pieces out of 1 pill. Aspirin, 4 pieces, gave one. But basically it was Baba who used to give like nectar kind of medicine. So what I'm saying, when you're saying Ji Haan, we have example of Pandavas in front of us, where it was not like you don't know. But what is coming, what is the reward coming from that Ji Haan is so big that when you understand that, you will never say no. And that's what, mostly we don't say no, but sometimes we say, I don't know if I will be able to do. I don't know if there will be enough time where, little doubts come. When Baba became Avyakt, I remember one of the promise, before I always said yes, but I didn't feel, I thought someone else can do better. Why I have to travel all over India? Maybe someone else can do better. So what I will do? See, when you can't do, you don't say yes. So we don't lie, right? Do we lie? No. But we make excuses, right? I'm not well today. No? I have to go 4 minutes to give talk in Calcutta and travel for 2 days. So I said, I don't think I can make it. So Baba gave a half a page more. You won't see my name, but I know when he speaks, he's saying about that incident when I didn't go. And then I said, Baba, I have temperature, and I had. But Baba said, if Baba gave example that something he said that you could have taken flight, you could have, it's like he gave a big kind of that, that means when it's direction, then it should be followed. But it's not you doubt, you don't want to do, but you feel lack of that trust or enthusiasm. So when Baba became awake, then I looked at the list, what direction he gave, and I didn't do because of my weakness or whatever. After that, there was never anything like no. Just do it, just do it. And then, as I said, from very beginning, I started experiencing that Ji Haan is a big package. The power, virtue, resource, whatever you need for that, it's not you responsible for that. It's Baba who will provide you. One time there was a big program, so Baba said, we were very new, we didn't have minimum of money, everything was little. But Baba always thought big, right? Baba's ideas and plans were unlimited. So Baba said at Delhi airport, at the crossing, there should be big hoardings written Brahma Kumaris and cycle and all that. So when we went to ask them, they said 40,000 rupees per day or per month. So we said to Baba, from where money will come? Baba said, did I ask you to think of money? So I said, but we have to, we are like, we think we are practical people, right? We sometimes don't. So I said, Baba said, did I ask you? Baba's Bhandari, Baba will fill it. You only have to do seva. These days our logic is different, right? It's important to look at budget, all that, but Baba said, Baba is saying to do it, no? So who will provide? One time I went to a program in Bangalore. No, it was Bangalore or Mysore somewhere. So they had big, very big program. But they didn't, some or other there was not enough publicity. So this sister started doing some extra yoga. You will be surprised, 2-3 companies call. I was there for 1 week. That we have these hoardings which are not being used now. They are empty for 1 week. Do you want to put your program? And she was amazed that from where it's coming. Sometimes like how God works, God's powers, inspiration, because we get limited because we only think what we can do. So I'm just saying it that by saying Jiha and saying that there is Baba, there was one Dadi, her name was Chugi Dadi. It's a little strange name, but not very educated, not very famous. She was in Gujarat. So everyone was doing big programs. So she said in the class, we also should do big program. So Dadi Gulzar always shared, then we say, but you don't have funds. You don't get that much in your Bandari. Who will do? She said, Jyoti Bindu will do. Chugi Dadi, who will do? Jyoti Bindu will do. She has only one music, Jyoti Bindu will do. Because Dadi said, what else? Just God, right? So you will be surprised that it was most beautiful and big mela. I also went there. And she keeps still, Jyoti Bindu will do. Jyoti Bindu will. No, that's what Dadi is saying, that how God's powers. So this is how Vishwa Kishore Bhau was able to help to sustain the yagya. At least get this much rice or get this much wheat. You know, Dadi Prakashmani shared story that Baba said, go and get flyers printed. So she didn't have even money for train ticket to Ahmedabad. But she reached there, but no money. So she was walking on the road and she saw this printing big place. She went in and said, I also want to print some flyers. How much you want? So she must have told Baba, 2,000. Baba said, you are baby intellect. At least print 10,000. No, you need 10,000 to transport to Madhuban, all that. And she went in and she sat on the chair. She was royal, like she won't look like she doesn't have money, right? So anyway, that man got convinced and printed and transported to Madhuban. He said, it's all right, I make money. I also was thinking of charity. You know, when you have elevated thought, pure thought, you don't know, it's awakening. Like I always share story of Paru. It awakens people's fortune. So this is how Jiha, on behalf of Vishwa Kishore Bhau. I think that many of you did. How many of you saw him? Not many. But Vishwaratan Dada, many of you must have seen. He used to conduct meditation, Amrit Vela. So he was another person who at that time used to take care of all the accounts, and like Ramesh Bhai came later. And when Ramesh Bhai came, requirement of government, all that, before was just keeping account. So Vishwaratan Dada used to do it. So the quality of Vishwaratan Dada was again, Baba said it means it's done. How many of you really believe that once Baba says, it will happen? Right? Truly? 100%? So the elevated thought has to match with faith, determination. If it doesn't match your faith and determination, then it's an empty seed. I always give example. Sometimes you sit and peel the peas, peas, green peas, and you open it and out of 6 beads only 2 peas come out. You feel like nothing is coming out. Sometimes elevated thought could also be empty seed if it doesn't have that total faith and determination. Because you already start giving up little bit subtly. And according to drama, if there is even little bit doubt, things not going to work out. One place I went, this brother wanted to be instrument for something. Everything is ready, and then he came to me and said something to me. And I immediately said, no, I don't think it's going to work. Little doubt even, that how will it happen? So total faith, because we keep saying Baba, but also is God, no? And whose task is this? Is it my service? Is it why I will do service like this? We didn't come for really all this, right? Did we come for this? We came for meditation, to be a yogi, to be... But then Baba said, you are world servers. So it's Baba who really giving us this task. So who has to get it accomplished? I think you all have good stories in your country. You see Moscow, St. Peter. If you see the new buildings they have created, richest countries can't even do that. They have done millions of dollars worth. Big center in Moscow, St. Peter, they keep increasing because the way they think. So every thought, elevated thought, need to have total faith. And of course we are selfless because we don't for ourselves, but also determination. Because determination start reducing. I like when we were young teachers, Dadi Gulzar said, everyone is enthusiastic when task begins, but very few remain enthusiastic until get accomplished, because real difficulties, challenges come on the way. But if you remember that it's Baba's task and I have to get it accomplished, that total trust within is very important. So today you all have to think about the role which Pandavas have played and still playing. Then we had Ramesh Bhai, right? He came. He has really beautiful history because when they got married, they came to Baba, and some or other I had to host them many times in Delhi, in Kashmir, wherever, Baba used to say, go, go. But the part he played, and then Jagdish Bhai came, then Brijpal Bhai came. Like this many. Our first lawyer, he was from Kanpur, Sant Ram Bhai, we used to call him. So all these different roles which have been played by Pandavas. But what is important? To remember what Baba had been telling for Pandavas. Pandav actually also means, what Pandav means? Guide. So guide walks and others follow. So we follow Brahma Baba, he is our guide. Right? Baba is our guide. And then if we are following accurately, then you don't have to tell people what to do. Everyone is looking for right example, right direction. One who has total faith. And I always say that we all have faith. We all have 100% faith, right? Is there anyone who has less? But trust is in percentage. And there is difference in faith and trust. Trust is really where you really believe it because you have experienced, and your total faith then changes into trust. Trust in God, trust in your own self. So the self-respect of Pandavas. It's not, see, Baba has given the role to sisters in a leading way, like leading role like Dadis, and even our constitution said head of the institution will always be women. Baba has given that role both ways. In today's world, few years ago in Shantivan, a big upheaval was happening. And somehow or other there, now it's mostly like brothers, no? Wherever you hear, even kitchen, because so big, is brother, engineer is brother, it's like all brothers. Accountant is brother, all brothers. But in this situation, everyone was so challenged, every brother, in a very, very negative way, in the sense of their character, about their money, about all these kinds of things. And then they realized that this is the time we should have put sisters in front. So that what was happening was very ugly, very ugly. I know that the Gulzar at that time was very active, and she called me and she said, what do you think we could have done or we should do? Because we both were together in Delhi, so we have this habit of consulting each other always. So then they said no. Then they have now 22 sisters as a committee, and any situation comes, they are the ones who resolve it. Now they have 108, another group. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, for confrontation, for so many situations, sisters will protect yajna. So we are like shield in front of you. But doesn't mean you are behind us. I always, honestly from my heart, has respected every brother. Every brother you can ask, whether they are in kitchen, whether they are there, because I feel it's easy for us in many ways. It's little bit more sacrifice from brothers. Even when couples come, I always give lot of love to my brothers. I said, no, your renunciation is more. So even as I said that front role is of sisters, but there is always a very respectable, special role of Pandavas also. Yeah, it does happen. There is a saying that Shiv Shaktis are Shiv Shaktis. But when a cockroach comes, they say, brother, can you come and get rid of cockroach? One time we don't have many, but we are a big place. And some like to keep food in their rooms. So little mouse went. And she was saying, brothers, brothers, where are brothers? I said, what happened? They say, well, my mouse in my room. I said, what will brothers do? You can do. So sometimes that part of, Mhm. But these days, young sisters, they do everything. So what I'm saying that it's a part. Shiv Shaktis have their part, Pandavas have their own part. And it's equivalent, respectful both. One time there was a big situation with accounts or something legal. And immediately Dadi Prakashmani called me, you should go with them. We had to go get permission for Baba's cremation. So Jagdish Bhai always used to say, Sister Vani, you come with me. Anywhere there was problem, he will take me. He said, you come. And it's not necessary, I will say, but when they look at sisters and that bhavna in them. So we had Shiv Shakti and Pandav Sena together. And as I said, Kishore Babu was right hand. But it is both way, when right and then left, they work together. No? Whenever there is something heavy, what we do? We try to lift, doesn't happen, then left automatically raises and we do it together. So we are like Babas. Sometimes Shaktis play right hand role, sometimes brothers play right hand role. Depends, no? Like in USA, must be all over. IT people, like all these brothers are IT, so many. But sisters are also so many, right? That day we raised the hands in USA, how many doctors? There were 7 doctors, but all sisters, doctors. No, there was one from Trinidad, I think. So even career-wise, everything is like, but in Yagya, but only what Baba was attentive about, that Baba saw that there is little bit of guru quality shouldn't happen. These days we have mothers gurus also. Guru quality in the sense of that, oh, now I am guru, so you have to just believe me, do what I have to say. That kind of. So one time, no brother was allowed actually to run a center in India. I don't know how many brothers now run the center. One of the reason was that mothers had lot of bhavna. So in that bhavna they start worshipping, in the sense of the way they were doing was lot of little things were not going right. So then after that Baba said that no brother will be center in charge. I think it is first time in Australia brothers played a major role. Not only Brother Ken, Charlie, but all the centers, because Dr. Nimla used to say, if service doesn't increase, she used to transfer a lot, but then she say, are you running center or are you sitting in center? Running the center means it should progress. No? So she was very powerful soul. So brother's role also of taking care of centers, and so basically whole idea was that everyone should stay just the instrument, and even Brahma Baba never allowed us to serve him he had sisters or brothers like Chandra's Vishwaratan Dada, and some sisters used to take care of him with his age and needs, all that. So Baba never wanted that the governance in a way where like whole world with man energy, But that also is equivalent, like one special quality of Brother Ken is respecting sisters. One time Dadi Gulzar called me, very young. She said, you all are lucky that these brothers, all of you, they respect you and they consult and you all work together. I'm very happy. Because we are from India, right? Many things we didn't know. But at least we knew what Baba taught us, right? And until now, hold on to what Baba wants us to do. That is not lacking. A lot of things happen, people say things, guideline. It's all right. It's an organization has to, but what about yajna, no? It's little difference. So every Pandav, every brother, this weekend you all make the list of your self-respect, what Baba has said, what Baba gives us, what Baba has made into a list of self-respect. And in that self-respect and trust, when you will say Ji Haan or Haan Ji, or yesterday day, some Ji Hazur. In English they say yes sir. Day before yesterday someone was telling one sister, sometimes sisters are also like, they give direction in a powerful way, right? So this sister was saying, you have to do this, do this. Yes sir, yes sir, I will do it. And I was watching and laughing because they are very young, but then they are also good, but then they are also sometimes more clear in a forceful way in some of the areas, right? But then we love them, we respect them, we know that everyone is getting spiritually mature, a lot of changes happening, right? So this is what we will do, and from my heart I welcome you, and I know that we will continue Brothers Retreat, and surely, there will be, you all will have good time, and I told them in kitchen, feed them best things they like, because, some don't cook many times or whatever way, they keep them very happy and joyful and healthy, and so if you have any requests, we are more than happy to fulfill it, and also not only welcome but warm welcome, and very, very happy. So I told Marcelo that Bhog is being offered, let brothers sit in the front. Today is their day, right? How many of you offer Bhog to Baba? So you always eat offered food, right? I remember when I went to Australia, I went there twice. First time when I went, and all of them work mostly, right, there. So when they come from work, either early morning they cook, offer and go, or when they come, they take shower, they make bhog, they cook and they will offer. And I used to be really appreciative. And mostly they were brothers at most of the centers. So offering of bhog is not bhakti. Respect for the nature, respect for the grains, respect for our belonging it improves the value by offering. And also sharing my joy. If it's my birthday, what I do. Before, okay, we do cake cutting, all that, but that's social more. But I offer bhog to Baba. Anything happened, Baba, many, many souls got a job, got increment, got bonus. I want to offer bhog to Baba. We share our joy with Baba. And then so many secrets which I know, I see happening after offering, how many gifts come back. At least in New York, I encourage everyone to offer bhog. I know in Edison, they have lists, no? Because they have big family. Which day, which one, Thursday, Sunday. So we decided to offer bhog to Baba, our respects, our love. And anything else you have to say to Baba? Huh? Ji Hazur. Ji Hazur. We are for you. Because that's the whole Brahmin life is about, right? Last words, as many times you say yes, credit. On behalf of God, yes, 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 yes. That's what my experience. I know I have said yes, and I know that when it's time for me, where I need Baba, child, I am around you. Yes, child. I don't even sometimes complete words saying Baba, and I feel just He's doing it. He is with me on whatever needs. There is a big matching there. You know, big companies, no, they have matching. You donate 5,000, they give 5,000. Many companies, Microsoft, all these big companies. So I always say with God too, you have to match it. I give and He make it multiplied, and either give it or say I deposit for you. I deposit for you at the right time. Every charitable action, Brahmins also, we are charitable. Sometimes someone needs something, help, we are charitable. And elevated actions are our credits. And our credit card is something, I always say Mansa Seva, God's help is your credit card. Depends how many credits you have. Earn as much you want through elevated action and charitable action also. True service is charity. It's not just giving gyan, projects, programs, meditation, all that is all right. But true service is punyatma. Baba uses word. One is pure soul, pavitra atma, that is punyatma. Punyatma is charitable souls. Okay, so now with our love, with our bhavna, how many of you have experienced subtle region? It's little. We still have little time left for some part of subtle regions. It's not that much as used to be, but still there is. To be with Avyak Bab-Dada there, to enjoy our angelic stage, to learn to communicate with in a Avyak form, in an angelic way. We still have some time, so we should take advantage of that. Okay, Om Shanti, and welcome with big heart again. Om Shanti.
जाना है वहाँ हमको जहाँ बाप और दादा है हो जाना है वहाँ हमको जहाँ बाप और दादा है बनना है संपूर्ण हो किया बाबा से वादा है जो बाबा से किया था वो वादा निभाएंगे हम उड़ के चले जाएं ओ हम उड़ के चले जाएं उस प्यारे से वतन में उस मीठे से वतन में ये देह न याद आए देहधारी न याद आए हो ये देह न याद आए देहधारी न याद आए ये पतित पुरानी सी हो दुनिया भी न याद आए तो बस अपना वो वतन ही याद आए हम उड़ के चले जाएं ओ हम उड़ के चले जाएं उस प्यारे से वतन में उस मीठे से वतन में ये दुनिया विकारी है इस दुनिया से क्या लेना ये दुनिया विकारी है इस दुनिया से क्या लेना वो नगरी हमारी है हमको है वहाँ रहना
taking everyone's love and remembrances. When Baba called me, invoked me in subtle regions, I went, and there was this beautiful vibrations, energy. Baba welcomed everyone with open arms, big heart. And Baba was giving drishti to all of us. I took drishti, he gave to all of us as a gathering. A few seconds, then I said, Baba, I have brought Bhog on behalf of the Pandav family. And Baba was smiling, still looking at all of us. And Baba said that it was very powerful thought to have this gathering, and because of that it has happened. And so Baba again welcomes everyone. Confluence age, Baba said, is the age where we all play our part, right? And the part we play, then in path of bhakti they become memorials. And sometimes it is from the memorials we remind ourselves of what part did we play last kalpa. So there is always connection of our part of confluence age and our memorials. And from memorials we remind ourselves. So Baba said today Baba wants to remind Pandavas of one of the memorial which is of unshakable stage, and that is of Angad. Angad was the youngest monkey. In USA, our Kumar group is called Angad group. So Angad means unshakable. Whatever happens, you have to stay unshakable. How many of you are Angad? Just 1 foot he put, and Ravan's throne was shaken because nobody could shake it. So he wanted to get up from the throne. So Baba says unshakable is first, because unshakable also is fearless. So unshakable and fearless is the first memorial you all have to remember all the time. And then Baba said that the Pandavas, the role of Pandavas, and especially the main Pandav, there were 2 main Pandavas. One was Yudhishthira, and he was considered to be the man of law or principles, governed by all wisdom, and other was Arjun. And Arjun was known for 2 things, that he asked for asked God to be the charioteer. If you have guest here, will you ask that guest to drive the car? But Arjuna said, please drive my chariot to take me in the battlefield. And that's where whole Gita was spoken. Advice, don't do this, do this, do this. All the knowledge was given. But Arjuna was known for his arrows. They give the example that he was asked to look into the fish in the water, into the eyeball of the fish, and shoot the arrow. And he was able to do it. So Baba says, second quality of Pandavas is very focus. Every arrow or every thought, just it works. And always remember that who is your charioteer? Who is your charioteer? And surrender means giving your reign of intellect to Baba. So that through knowledge, through wisdom, he can keep guiding what to do, what not to do, what is right at this time. So always remember that my intellect, we have good intellect, but it should be surrender intellect in the sense of that let Baba hold that rein of intellect of my life to guide me, use my power to discern, not use your own intellect. Real surrender is where I listen to Baba and use power to discern, and then do what he wants me to do. And then Baba said, Pandavas, their smile. You all smiling? Or only sisters smile? Hanuman has a beautiful smile, and his smile was of victory. He always had, I am with God and victory is with me. And he was very light, very light. And he will do any task. Bring the herb of life. He went and he couldn't find. So he said, let me take whole mountain. Because he won't say, I couldn't find, right? If I am God's instrument, how come I can't do it? So Hanuman is the right example for a smile. Smile of? What smile? Victory. So when there is a smile of victory, and always remember that I have to be very, very light and get everything accomplished. Light and get everything. No, we talk about Siddhi. That Baba has said it, I will get it done. Baba has said it, I will definitely. So Baba says that Baba gives you the gift of being unshakable. Always, always very, very focused. Your attention, your whatever way, total focus. And third is total victory. Victory in the sense of not personal victory over vices, but victory in the sense of getting God's task accomplished. So I said, Baba, you're giving them a lot of blessings today. Baba said, they have these blessings, only they have to remind themselves. Keep awareness of whichever blessing is needed. So the power, the samarthi of blessing, the capacity will increase by thinking of, but that's what my image is, that's what I have done. Last kalpa I have to do now. So Baba said, in this awareness, there will be a lot of power in the sense of also capacity. And in the end, Baba said, Baba also used to give the blessing of always be tireless. Keep Baba with you. And Baba said, you will never be tired. You will continue to be instrument until you reach to the stage of perfection and completion. So then Baba wanted to give flower to everyone. So I said, Baba, I also had thought, but we don't have so many flowers. We will get it before you leave. But Baba gave lots of love by giving flower to each one of you. So I can give to Ken Bhai, right? On behalf of all of you? Or anyone else want? Should I give to Brother Ken? You all agree? And then Mohan Bhai? 2 at least. I have 2 here. Come, Brother Ken. These flowers last very long. I keep in my room, and so until you leave it will stay. So who is Angad now? Ken Bhai is Hanuman. Ken Bhai is Hanuman. He always fly. Thank you. And Mohan Bhai. Come. Angad, who is Angad here? Errol, okay. Everyone, Baba wants to give everyone, but we have just few token. Errol actually is Bhim, not Angad. Right? Bhim was the biggest one. Who is youngest here? Rishi and Bhushan. Come. Who else? Come. Rishi is medical student, so he has come especially for brothers' retreat. Rishi is his name. Come, Bhushan Bhai. Actually, it's for everyone, but just I said youngest one. Who else is youngest one? Vinay. Where is Vinay? Vinay is busy. Where is Vinay? Which one? Mexico. Not Ramesh, some other name, no? Umesh, what is it? Ganesh. Ah. Yeah. Came from Mexico. Oh, Yogesh Bhaiya. So what's the image of Yogesh Bhai? Huh? Angad. ओके ज़रा तैयारी करो ना टोली ड्रेसिंग की जल्दी No one is less than anyone. Everyone is special. Everyone. You have announcements or anything?
Shanti. So a little announcement for Toli and blessing. So the Sevadharis will come and get their Toli and blessing first. So जो सेवाधारी हैं
Not
वो
all sevadharis, only those who
जो सर्व कर रहे हैं
That brothers.
सेवाधारी जो सर्व कर रहे हैं
Those who
अभी
serve
डिनर
brothers.
तो वो आकर पहले अपनी टोली ब्लेसिंग लेंगे और फिर then brothers will come and get their Toli blessing. And also the brothers, we would like the brothers to go first for their meals tonight. So you can take your Toli blessing and go for meals. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So after having dinner, there is those who have signed up for Karma Yoga, the brothers, will quickly do the Karma Yoga, finish the Karma Yoga, and then 8:45 or so,